Alright, so welcome back. This is going to be Playing Kids episode 1, the podcast. I'm Rudy G.
And I'm Richie. Really quickly, because people are going to be very confused as to why the hell is that guy named Rucci?
Yes, it's important.
Basically, especially the people that I know. Right. Basically, Rucci came from my brother when I was born. So I've had this nickname. It's a family childhood nickname that I got when I was born. Kind of still don't know how I got it, but legend says is that my younger brother gave that to me, or my older brother gave that to me when I was born. And it's so deep in our family that my grandparents don't even know what my real name is. They think it's Rucci. But anyways, I figured since you call me Rucci, that's the easiest way to communicate.
That's the proper way to communicate, exactly. We're not trying to push nothing, force
exactly.
nothing.
That's how you make it natural. It'd be really weird if you call me by my first name.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I changed my name to Rudy G.
Yeah.
Just because Rudy is like, okay, people call me Rudy already, and that makes sense.
Yeah. So, yes. So back to the first episode. This is the first episode.
Sometimes I would introduce you to people as Isaiah's because
it just feels weird.
Yeah, it just weird because I feel like I'm lying to this person. I'm like, this is Isaiah's, and I just told a whole lie.
Yes. So.
Oh yeah, first episode. So basically, this episode is meant to be like a representation, a metaphorical representation of the climb, right? So it's the climb of both up a mountain, which is the mountain not only physically but within ourselves, and also throughout life, which is going to be shown in our grandma's come up in the United States when she first got here in Port Lear, California.
Yeah, so we started in Port Lear, California, like Rudy said, and that's where kind of like our family started when they got here from Mexico. And so we just wanted to tie that in as the first episode just so you get to know us a little bit. It's not just going to be about us because then that would be boring. But the first episode is, but moving forward. But just, kind of our journey, where we come from, so you get a better understanding. And then as we move forward, right, we always want to encapsulate that journey aspect and where people come from to really understand, the struggles and the successes that come about. So that's what we're going to highlight through other people's stories in different episodes. So that's what I'm really excited about. We have a few episodes that have already been filmed, and we're going to have a lot to come, so good things happening. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Enjoy the episode.
Enjoy the episode. Alright, we're here.
Ready to climb the mountain, bro?
Oh, we're out here. We're ready to go.
Yeah, bro.
Just a little fence hopping, or...
I guess when you can't go over something, go under it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No harm, no foul, though,
Exactly. No foul, no harm.
No foul, no harm. That sounds too.
They know. She's the lady.
So that's grandma right there. The blue house. There's a lot of stories in that one too. Chinita right there. Well, we made it to fence number 2. We're about the foot of the mountain. So let's see. I had to suck that one in for a little bit.
Get that. I was gonna say, bro, good thing we're like the perfect
fit.
Perfect fit. So for some reason, this mountain on the camera looks a lot smaller. It's kind of steep though, for real.
Alright, so we're here where it all started, folks. Port Lear, California. Again, a nice little town here in Port Lear, Central California. This is basically where my grandma ended up. Started when she came from Mexico, right? She came to work, so she left my dad, my uncle, and Rudy's mom, my aunt, the youngest of the siblings, in Mexico with my great grandpa. So she can come here and work, and she made a leap of faith and this is where it started. So this is where this tree is basically kind of progresses. This is actually the first house she started living at. You know, back in the day, you just find a bunch of people that are from the same town and you kind of just pack like sardines. Makes for cheap rent, right? But yeah, eventually as she started working her way up, right, saving her money.
She moved down the block.
She moved down the block and she actually ended up buying this house. So she bought the house and now she started renting it out to people that worked in the fields. She always talked about how she really enjoyed, you know, as tough as it was, she enjoyed getting that check because she knows she worked her butt off for it, you know. And never asked for any handouts, just wanted to work and you know, earn a good living out of it. And as she moved up the ladder, she actually bought these apartments right here. And you know, again, slowly using her money wisely, not blowing it. She had a purpose, right? She wanted a better life for her kids and her grandchildren, and you know, started working her way up. And actually, as we became like what, 12, 11, around that age, right? She wanted us to learn how to work, so we actually started cutting grass here, and this is where she
cutting the grass, bro.
Cutting the grass, doing the edges. She'd yell at us because she says we did it all wrong. We were 12 years old.
What were we supposed to do?
But yeah, you know, the whole point is like, don't ask for handouts, right? Always work for it, work hard. She always said to, you know, she wants us to be like her, right? Like, work for what you have and be smart with your money. And anything else you want to add?
No, I think you covered that.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's all about lessons of hard work.
Lessons of hard work, gratitude. I think gratitude's a big one.
And be grateful that you can work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was always a big thing too, is like actually being grateful that we're capable of working. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We're young, you have 2 legs, 2 arms, and you can actually get shit done. And not only there's jobs, you know, there's actually like you can go and find work. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That was a very big lesson too that I feel like
yeah.
I definitely.
And as long as we worked hard, like she would help us out, you know.
Yeah.
But if she saw that we were on our asses, like she's like, why am I gonna help you? You're on your ass. You're not doing anything. Like
exactly.
I came here so you can have the freedom to work.
To work, yeah.
To do what you want. So if you do that, I'm gonna help you out.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's good old grandma. Tough love, grandma.
Tough love, grandma.
But love nonetheless.
Yeah, love nonetheless.
Yeah.
So the question is, bro, when did they put the S and the R on there?
That's a great question.
And who did? Or had it always been there since the beginning of time?
Alright, so now we're at the end of the block here. You know, going from where my grandma started. Eventually, of course, she brought over all my dad and my uncle and my aunt, Rudy's mom behind the camera there. And then, right, my mom came about, obviously, and then when my oldest brother came, they had to find a new place. So, you know, my grandma had a few of these small properties, and just to kind of give you a glimpse of where
The come up.
started, right? This is where my brother and my mom and dad lived for the first couple of years. Right here. A humble dwelling, but a dwelling nonetheless.
A dwelling nonetheless, bro. Hey, it's a roof over your head, bro.
It's a roof over your head. We might get attacked right now. So we're gonna walk this way.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about
We might get attacked right now.
at the end of the day, you appreciate, you know, where you come from. Yeah, it gives you a lot more gratitude, I think. And yeah, that's why what I'm doing is I'm working hard, making the best of the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
What you got?
I think I feel like it's pretty much the same thing that Ruchi was saying, is that it's just you make the most of your opportunities, especially because I've been told too that, you know, that I do talk a lot about like
my mom and like, you know, and just like, you know, what she experienced and what she's been through and stuff like that. And the reason I say it though is because it's about gratitude. It's understanding the fact that I'm not in that position anymore because of her. You know what I mean? And we have to be grateful because we could be, you know, we're living right now. We're doing well. We're doing a lot better. Obviously, we're not doing perfect. We still got to come up a lot more. But we're doing good enough now where, you know, we can look at how, you know, where we came from and be like, we're not there anymore.
That's a progress.
It's like progress, yeah.
The work they put in actually mattered.
It actually mattered.
And sometimes I think we can get so caught up in our own problems that we don't see how far we've come.
Exactly.
And then you don't have that appreciation, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, and that's it too. We wouldn't, like, that's the crazy thing too, is that I would not have the opportunity right here. We would not have the opportunity to basically create this documentary or whatever it is, because, you know, if we were before, but right now we're capable. We were put in a place, we were set up and put in a position that now we can do it. You know what I mean? And then we can become successful through this. We can pursue those dreams, we can pursue those aspirations. And music and for Rudy G, when I'm making music, I can pursue those aspirations because of the fact that we came up. You know what I mean? We're still in a limbo.
Is everybody though? We're always on that journey, you know?
We're always on that journey, bro. We still haven't made it. You know what I mean? But you know, we're not. Hey, baby steps.
Baby steps. Shout out to grandparents and past generations.
The forefathers.
The forefathers.
The four mothers. The two mothers. The five mothers.
Exactly.
Yep. Bro, it's not about the destination, bro.
Onward.
Onward.
And we're live.
We're live, bro. So to add on to what Ruchi was talking about before, you know, grandma was out working in the fields and she was working hard and being smart with her money as well. And so eventually she went from, you know, working in the fields to opening her own pool hall, and which is also a restaurant, and was thriving at one point, and just kind of like actually just making success happen from nothing. You know what I mean? Just from hard, not from nothing actually, from hard work. You know, so there was a lot of memories right here. Being in the pool hall.
Of memories.
You know, there was a naked lady game that, you know, it was just basically the objective of the game was to make the girls' clothes come off. That was like the objective. But
how old were we when we played that game?
We were like 7, bro. We were like 6 or 7. So, you know, a lot of memories here, right down the way, you know, just having our
the video store.
The video store, you know, kind of, we would go, I didn't ever pay for a movie, not once, but they just knew that we were grandma's grandkids, so it was like, we just came in and got some movies and...
There's some shaved ice, some hot Cheetos.
Yes, bro. It was a beautiful thing. And again, this is, you know, it's closed right now, but this is just an example of like, she actually was able to own her own business, own her own product. She went from owning nothing to coming out here, working hard, owning property, owning business, and then all within the same exact community that she first came, and she still lives in this community, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, she stayed at her roots and she's still here because she loves it. Like, she loves the people. She has friends here. She's like, my mom has asked her before, like, why don't you, I mean, part of there, like, is you know, it's still very small. She's like, Mom, you know, why don't you move?
You buy a big house.
Why don't you buy a big house? Why don't you move somewhere else, like in a you know, in a nicer place or whatever? And grandma's like, well, who am I gonna talk to? You know what I mean? Especially because a lot of people here also speak Spanish, and so she knows different people already. She has her friends here. So we out here.
We out here. So that kind of wraps up the first episode there, just to give you a little picture of the come up of an immigrant. You know, I think that's a story for a lot of hardworking immigrants that come to the United States, right? It's that journey. There's an excitement. There's a hunger to work hard and give the next generation a better opportunity, right? And so that's kind of what we want to highlight, that journey and the gratitude that we have that from those that came before us and what they did for us. And so, you know, when we think of like our hardships, it's like, man, what they had to go through is 10 times as hard.
Yeah.
And so we kind of have to be grateful for what we've been blessed with and continue to pave it forward for, the people that are looking up to us, like your brother, your younger brother, sister.
It's crazy when you think about that. Like I was thinking about that this week actually. It's crazy how younger siblings look up to you. You know what I mean? And they aspire to do things because they see that it's possible through you.
Right.
Which is like you said about like having past generations, that things are possible now due to the fact that past generations went through it already.
Exactly. So
that's crazy. Yeah, and so next week we have another episode for you guys, and we're gonna be actually talking to my mom. We gave our little secondhand accounts of coming from a different country, but my mom, she was born.
The stories that our parents told us.
The stories that we heard. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what we
exactly.
provided to you, but we want to give you the first-hand account. My mom talking about when she was crossing the border, and the helicopters and the lights coming, and they had to hide and stuff like that. She breaks it down for us. So and basically how it was when she was coming up in Mexico too, and we hope you enjoy it. It's actually really interesting.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. Stay tuned for more to come. We're also gonna release little clips here and there, cool things that cooking up here. So.
Yes, sir.